I've often heard it said that during the festivals and the temple days, people would rejoice with meat and wine. They say there's tremendous simcha with the tremendous joy with the meat and the wine. But on Daf 71 of Pesachim, we've got another category that I'd never heard before that kind of struck me as curious. And Rav Papa had said actually old wine, but here was the other point. He said old wine and clean clothing. That people rejoice with clean clothing. And I found this to be a really fascinating idea. Why? Because it just shows how different our world is now from theirs. You know, there's no rejoicing in clean clothing for us because our clothing is always clean. You know, every day, most of us get up and we put on new, clean clothes. We're constantly changing our clothes, and when they get dirty, we throw them in the wash. Now, if we couldn't do that, if we were off in the middle of the wilderness and we were hiking and our clothes are really dirty, then they might feel disgusting on us. But it's rare that we experience that these days. The vast majority of the time, whenever we want clean clothing, we get it. If our clothes get dirty, we walk into our closet and we pull something else out and we throw the old outfit into the wash. Back then, it didn't happen like that. People might only own one outfit, or an outfit for the holidays, an outfit for the weekdays, an outfit for Shabbat, and an outfit for regular days, an outfit for the Shabbat, an outfit for a pair of work clothes, whatever it happened to be. Like, you weren't going to have all these different sets of clothes hanging up in your closet. In fact, we see numerous instances throughout the Bible when people were given additional sets of clothing, and it was considered to be a tremendous luxury. So when Joseph met his brothers in Egypt, and they came down there, and he gave them changes of clothes, and that was considered to be like a really big deal. We saw the same thing with Prophet Elisha and with Nama, this leper came to him to be cured. Now, the giving of these clean clothes was considered a huge deal. People didn't have clothing. Without the ability to industrialize clothes making, and like this thing on this shirt I'm wearing, it cost me like such a tiny amount of money, because it's such a tiny amount of effort with machines to make, and almost millions or hundreds of thousands of virtually identical shirts in slightly different sizes and slightly different colors were made out of the same factory. And it was a totally different thing as when everybody was making their own clothes, or you had even the highest end clothes being made by someone who was like a real professional, and that was a tremendous luxury the average person couldn't afford. So it's fascinating to see that we talk about things like meat and wine as bringing joy, and back then that was true, and these days people enjoy meats and wine. Not me personally, but people do to bring joy. But it's fascinating how not everything is so consistent. Back then, new, clean clothing, wow. It didn't even have to be new. Clean clothing, that was a luxury. That was what you did to enjoy yourself. These days, it is so common. Yes, we get enjoyment from clean clothes, especially when we're wearing dirty clothes, but it's such a common occurrence that we wouldn't stop and say, hey, that's how we get enjoyment. It's just absolutely routine. It's just an interesting reflection on how our lives have changed.